Alright, good evening everybody. It's now time for a DVD and Blu-ray update for today, October 21st, 2023. And before I start, this update is extremely significant because earlier this month, Super Jackster01, aka Jack Scary, recently celebrated his 10th anniversary on YouTube. And he did a special video with which some of the highlights including that Rhode Island Comic-Con video he filmed where I made a cameo appearance in it. Overall, as Jack has said, it's without my channel, Jack's channel would not have existed. This did. See, it's some of my videos that are the reason that made Jack become a YouTuber. And of this DVD and Blu-ray update, all but two of the items are stuff that Jack used to have in his collection, but he ended up mailing them to me. So, Jack, if you're watching, this update is especially for you. But we're going to start with one item that was not sent by Jack. Because the first one we got, relevantly enough, we have Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Now, I bought this at Walmart down in Tewksbury, in Massachusetts. And a deal, as you can see, this being one of 3 Scooby-Doo movies to only have Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy in it, and none of the other gang members. This was the second of the 3. The Boo Brothers was the first one, and Reluctant Werewolf was the third. Since the Boo Brothers came out in '87, and this and Reluctant Werewolf both came out in 1988. Featuring the voice talents of Casey Kasem and Don Messick. Anyway, you see a few others. This is the one that has that school named Grimwood and that rival military school named Galloway. Anyway, here's the spine and the back. No critic review on this, but it's got some great features including the back to school game, how to draw Scooby-Doo, how to draw Scooby and Shaggy, and a couple music videos and a few others. I'll open this up. No guide, and it's on a standard disc. Overall, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, pretty much not a bad Scooby-Doo film. I'm also sure that Bender 1958, aka Francis Bender, there also would like this, even though it doesn't contain his favorite Scooby-Doo character, Daphne. Jeepers! Anyway, that's that. Now on to the stuff that Jack sent me. Because next up in the DVD is The Crow, starring the late Brandon Lee, and it says, a stunning work of visual style is stated by the late Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. This basically was Brandon's last film, as kind of because he died during, basically around the time production was finished or something. Anyway, here's the spine and the back. Also, it's got a commentary track, a behind-the-scenes featurette, some deleted and extended scenes, and a few other features. And it's a 2-disc version. We have disc 1, which has the movie, and disc 2 with the bonus features. So, that's The Crow for you. Next up is a Disney title, and this is the Pixar Short Films Collection. This featured the short films that were in there, that were released up to the time this came out. Some of them including films that you see here, including Luxo Jr., Knick Knack, For the Birds, and Jerry's Game. Here's the Spa, and this is Volume 1, so there's a few others. Also in there include Adventures of Andre and Wally B, Red's Dream, Tin Toy, Mike's New Car, Bound In, Jack Jack Attack, One Man Band, Mater and the Ghost Light, and Lifted. A few other features too. So there are 13 short films in all for the Pixar made. Take the case out. I'll show you the... Let me show you the spines again. Make sure. And this is the listing for the short films. And here's the disc, which is on a red disc, which also features the artwork of the Pixar lamp and a Toy Story ball. Oh, you know, the Pixar lamp is famous for jumping around and squashing down the letter I, as that's how it always is. So, if you like Pixar short films, go check this DVD out. And now to the Blu-rays. Next up, we've got Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler. A mythologically great performance from Adam Sandler is stated by The Telegraph, and giving it 5 stars. Here's the spine and the back. An intense, high-stakes triumph by Time Out. Also in the movie, LaCape Stanfield, The Weeknd, former NBA player Kevin Garnett, aka one of the big three from the Celtics 2008 team. It's too bad that this doesn't include Paul Pierce nor Ray Allen. And of course, Idina Menzel, aka Adele Dazeem. Haha, wanted to say that again. Even though I'm not like John Travolta at all. But this is always a good one. It also has a bonus feature of the making of Uncut Gems. And see, same thing here. Here's this. Here's the DVD on a white disc and the Blu-ray on a blue disc. Uncut Gems is definitely one of Adam Sandler's most best-known comedies he's ever done. Well, this is comedy drama. But of course, there have been other great comedies too, including Billy Madison, The Waterboy, and The Wedding Singer, and Happy Gilmore. So, but if you like Uncut Gems, this is for you. Now, next up, you know I already have a DVD version of this. Now we have the Blu-ray version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original 1971 version. It's in with, of course, Peter Ostrum as Charlie Bucket, and the late Gene Wilder as Wonka, along with Jack Albertson, and then a few others. Roy also features Roy Kinnear, too, for he was one of the 2 scientists in my favorite Beatles film, Help. Oh, he was also in How I Won the War, too, which John was in. But anyway, I'll show you the spine and the back. No critic review, but it says, your golden ticket to the timeless classic in sparkling Blu-ray high definition. It's got some great bonus features, including the story of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Wonka kids giving commentary, 4 scrumptious sing-along songs, tasty vintage featurette, and a theatrical trailer. Overall, the Wonka songs, those were some of my favorite Leslie Bricusse compositions ever the late Leslie Bricusse when he co-wrote with Anthony Newley, especially the Candyman song. Though, while the candy shop owner sings this in the film, my favorite version is actually the hit version that Sammy Davis Jr. later recorded the year after this movie came out. That song became a #1 hit. And here's the disc with the Blu-ray. So, if you like Wonka, and if you read Roald Dahl's book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and if you especially like those Oompa Loompas singing their song, Oompa Loompa Doopity Doo, like that, then this film, along with the 2005 remake Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that starred Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka, this is for you. It is number one of my favorite, one of the great 70s movies ever made. And this next one's an iconic 80s classic. Next up, we've got The Breakfast Club, starring the Brat Pack, including Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, and Anthony Michael Hall, along with 2 other people. Well, aka, this is the movie that had them in detention, and it was this movie that led to people to listen to Simple Minds' big hit, Don't You Forget About Me, which would go all the way to number 1 in 1985. Here's the spine and the back. No critic review. Also, Ali Sheedy and Judd Nelson round out the other 2. And the late John Hughes directed that film. It is a good 80s film. Not my favorite 80s film Hughes directed, because I still kind of go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off from the year after that a bit more. No doubt about it. But it's got some features including Sincerely Yours, The Origins of the Brat Pack, and commentary from Judd and Anthony. And here's the Blu-ray disc of the movie. This is the 25th anniversary edition, so this came out in 2010. If you like it, classic 80s movies with students spending a day in detention, or love the Brat Pack, especially Emilio Estevez in particular. I know Emilio's my favorite member of the group. Then go and buy The Breakfast Club if you don't have it already. And that basically does it for all the stuff Jack sent me. But I still have one more item left to show. As this last item, it is another Blu-ray, a combo pack, but this one I ordered off of Amazon. Now, you know I already have the DVD version of this. Well, now I have the Blu-ray version of the Beatles' first film, A Hard Day's Night. It is directed by Richard Lester, who also directed Help and How I Won the War. Or he still would be my favorite director for the Beatles films. Because overall, and this is the Criterion Collection release, spine, and it has all the back in the back. Features all the features. I'll show you this. Here are the 2 discs. Disc 1, which the 2 DVDs, this one with the movie, and this 2 with the bonus features. We have this little book here that mentions everything, including the behind the scenes stuff, including pictures of Richard Lester filming at the camera, and of course we got the Blu-ray disc. And this film will be turning 60 in 2024. It may have been my favorite black and white film released that year, as well as favorite movie that was not made by Disney from that same year. But it's only my second favorite movie of 1964, well, behind Disney's iconic Mary Poppins, of course. But A Hard Day's Night still has its great music with George Martin's score. Or some of it was even used on Breakfast with the Beatles, which can be listened to every Sunday morning from 10 to noon on both WUMB. I don't listen to that station though, for that in Mass. But since I live closer to New Hampshire, and in the New Hampshire, and also on Seacoast Oldies 104 free, because Chachi, for those installments, Chachi's often in that station's studios in Exeter, New Hampshire. But some of the cues, of course, including the orchestral versions of I Should Have Known Better at the beginning of that show. Scott Siegelman's Beatle Briefs features an instrumental version of A Hard Day's Night, and Breakfast with the Beatles usually ends with the orchestral version of Ringo's theme, which is the orchestral version of the song This Boy. Overall, a hard Day's Night, still a classic, and of course having the late great Wilfrid Brambell as Paul's grandfather. Brambell is famous for being on that British TV show Steptoe and Son. That's the show that later inspired the US version, Sanford and Son. You big dummy! Okay. Anyway, Hard Day's Night, still one of the best British movies ever made, and always a great introduction for those of you who've never seen the Beatles on the big screen. So, there we go. And that's gonna do it for this DVD and Blu-ray update. Thank you all for watching, and Jack, thanks again for your 10th anniversary. I know some of the other YouTubers, including Mick Arizzi, aka Alec Mahan, and Peter and the Coras, aka Peter Cora, and everybody else, also especially Tyler Kutchbach, and a few others. Well, again, hope you enjoyed me making this video, and I hope you all also thank Jack for 10 years on YouTube as well. I'll see you again soon for another video in the future. But until then, good night, everybody. Mm.